insulting, I think, for both piece. Why you hate love? You know what I mean? Like, stop. Look, don't. Okay? I cannot get this thing of like, you're talking about boys. How can you be a good leader? Liking men is a curse. It's hard to deal with how people don't agree with our opinions. Sometimes people just say like, I don't like it, and you want more because it's like it makes no sense. What do you mean you don't like it? Sometimes people say like, I don't like it, and you're like, yeah, okay, I get it. So this this is where I am, reading things from people that I don't kind of agree. Sometimes I agree, and sometimes it's just funny. Sometimes it makes sense, but not judging because I like what I like, you like what you like. Sometimes, even when they don't like it, when you like it, and they tell you the reason why they don't like it, you'll be like, you're right. It makes sense. It is. So, yeah, I'll start with the first book, Akotar. I have 4 reviews that I liked. The first one said, this is from Ariana. She said, hating on this book is therapy, bro. You know, I think some people, they just for hating. Just, what I'm gonna do? Because why you hate it? You know, something that I found out, there are people that hate faith rope just because. You know, the fantasy. I think the idea of the book, I don't remember. I think it's kind of young adult, like late teens somehow. But yeah, some people, they're like above 20 something, they don't like it. Or then you like it when you went out, but later you're like, how I like this book. So we should stop hating things for no reason. I would like to understand why you just hate it. Is the story, it's the whole idea of this type of books. What is it? Because the writing wasn't bad. I know that people don't like the author. I'm not a fan of her, but I consider the like it was a good piece, you know. Someone said it's just a meme from a movie, and it is, I literally could not hate you more. So another hater, someone that just hate the book. I know that a lot of people don't like her books for different reasons, but sometimes I think like, you know, you should be more open-minded. You should be more open to things. Um, Someone else said, I remember hating this book so much and being insulted that it was supposedly a Beauty and Beast retelling because I love the Disney movie and this piece is horrid written. Why am I reading like this? Was nothing like the movie. The good thing is that I forgot most of the story, so I'm all good. Look, don't do that. Never in your life, never do compare something that you liked and then like, you know what, I'm gonna read this because people said it's like the same, it's the same type of trope, it's the same type of story. It's not, don't do it, because you go read it with the expectation that will be the same thing, but at the end of the day it's not gonna be, because it's not the same thing. And then look, I love Beauty and Beast. Nowadays I cannot stand it. How about why? Because I loved it at the moment that my brain was what it was. You know what I mean? I have a nostalgic sentiment to it, but not in terms of, you know what, I'm going to read things because I loved it so much. No. I loved Cinderella. Nowadays, I cannot stand it. The rats, the this and that. No. So I try things. This is what I would recommend. Do not ever in your life compare things. Don't grab a book or a movie or something because someone said it's similar to this, is similar to that. It's insulting, I think, for both piece. The last one, it's an answer, a comment in a quote. The quote was, the answer dot 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 is love. So my sister MJ, or brother, I don't know, said, are you asking me? The thing is, why you hate love? You know what I mean? Like, I think people are just too tired. You know what I mean? They just want to hate. I understand some of the other comments, but this one, it's kind of, why? What love did to you? Why are you so pissed? Why are you mad? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Now we have the Mistborn. I have three comments. I loved Mistborn. I loved the writing. I loved how Brandon could put that whole story, the whole fiction that he created. Not just he created a whole universe. That's crazy. But I didn't read the other books yet, so just this one saga, and I loved it. They're rude. They have too many pages, too much, not too many, and I understand if you get tired when you're reading books like that, but at the same time, you have to go there and be in the in the complexity of it. So this comment is from Tim, and he said, "This book is mostly about war and religion, but mostly war. The fighting, war, insecurity, and false god became extremely tiresome. 2 out of 10." And war again. Look, Tim, I'm not judging. Okay, I'm judging by judging. I'm not judging by judging. Okay, look, I don't like to get into politics. I don't like to get in religion because belief it's what it is, and you believe in things according with your life experiences. And the book, I personally I liked it. I didn't get into religion to be like what is right, what is wrong, but we can see the wrongdoing in the big picture. It's you living in a world. Imagine you in your own continent, regardless of where you live, and you have like a veil that tells you like, oh, you know, there's no life outside of this. It's just this land outside it. There's nothing. Oh, but you imagine you go, and then you see the sea, and then people say, tell you like, oh, there's just sea. There's no more land. The land is just what we have in here. And then someone come and be like, it's all a lie. There's life outside of all of this. There is something else. So this is like what the book was like to me. And it's probably because of my belief that I'm like, I didn't find it wrong. Because look, we're talking about revolution. It have to have wars and politics. It's just what it is. So we have another one from Lydia, and she said, "Unfortunately, I don't have the patience with this book. Probably in the minority, but honestly, cannot connect with the characters, the world building, the magic, and all of this only bore me to death." The book is big, so I understand that, like, if you don't have the patience to read it, it's totally understandable. It was my first time reading a book that big, and I also understand the complexity. I read all the books, but right now I would think I would have a conversation, hold a conversation with someone that is really a fan of the book and know every single thing. I wouldn't be able to hold it because of how complex it was. And I focus on understanding, and I just, to be honest, I went with the flow. I liked it. I know what happened, what the middle, the ending was, but at the same time, it's too complex. So I didn't get into the complexity of it. But I understand that I don't judge, to be honest. So I think this is one of the most understandable comment. So someone said, I've got a new proper, oh, sorry. I've got a new proper title for this novel. I shouldn't have done that. A teenage drama carnage. Why shouldn't you have done that? It's how big it is. It's the story. It was boring. It didn't make sense. It was bad. What had happened? You know what I mean? You gave one star, but you didn't explain what exactly was the meaning. You know, for you not to like it, for you to be pissed at it. If you was pissed, I don't know. Whatever. Let's go to the next one. It's Red Rising. Someone said, deleting this from my brain. Why? Why, really? Why? It's really Riley. I, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But why? So someone said, took me ages to get into this, and Then some of it was very similar to the Hunger Games. Again, the book comparison that I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know. I found a lot of it absurd. Why? And not in a good way. Again, why? Why are you comparing? You compare things and then later you're like, oh, it was bad. It wasn't the same. Of course, because it's not supposed to be the same. I did a ebook review about it. You can go look for it. But I said it before and will say it again. I believe we live in a dystopia. So for that reason, I would say the book was good. The writing was good. It was simple. It's not as complex as Mistborn, but it doesn't have to be because it's a different story. So detach yourself for comparison. Someone said, I tried and I just can't. You read like 60% of the book. I think the other 40 you could. Yeah. And the first one was engaging. It was cool. And I think the other 40%, it's when like we have pa, 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 pa. You'd like it. I think you should go back. Give it another chance. Why not? So the last one from this book, someone said, "Ask the F up about EO. No one cares, especially me." Why you just hate people? This book sucked and effed much. So effed much. I'm trying not to say the F word and I'm not reading right. Um, it was whiny, predictable, and boring. Okay, all in one. I didn't care about any of the characters. I wish they all had died. I think you should rest, take a deep breath. So, one of the comments said, Kenji carried the series, everyone else sucked. I disagree 100% because how about Aaron? How about Juliet? Like, we had him. Okay, to be honest, he's one of my favorite characters. I would say the second because the first one is Aaron. Juliet, this is the third. But don't say like everyone else sucked. Like every character had an importance. Like the story wouldn't be what it was without these people. I get like you had a lot of books. If you get tired with the character development, but stop. But it's funny. So I'm not judging you. Someone else said, You're telling me that this 17-year-old girl who spent three whole books talking entirely about two hot boys, page after endless page, might be a good leader? Yeah, no, I'm done with this series. No way I'm touching Restore Me. Look, it has too many books. You don't want to keep reading it. It's okay. But now, what I don't agree is you saying, like, because she spent two books that was petite, that you could read it like in 2 3 days maximum. Okay, it depends on your time. If you work, you do other things, you might not, but you can read it. You can read the series really fast, but we're not talking about the whole series. We're talking about the book. Look, don't. Okay, I cannot get this thing of like you cannot talk just about guys and suddenly you're a good leader. It doesn't have a correlation. I'm trying to think of other ways you could come with this, being like, you know what, the author could spend more time of developing her leadership because she grew up too secluded, alone. So how is she gonna be like a good leader? But don't come with like you're talking about boys. How can you be a good leader? Liking men is a curse. Someone else said, what the hell did I like about this series a year ago? Wish they'd all just die. Die already. You need love in your life, okay? You need love. I said earlier, liking things like 1 month ago, 1 year ago, years ago doesn't make that you were wrong for liking it or the thing is bad. It's normal not to like things that you liked before. It's totally okay, but stop. You need to love yourself. Ooh. Someone else said, Bella said, I didn't think it could get worse. Spoiler alert, it did. It did not. Especially this book. I think from all I have the knowledge to say it. Okay, I don't have that. But you can give me some credits. I think from all the books, I like Inaimi more. From the series, I mean. I like him more. For my own personal reason, though. But I think the more you read the book, the more you can see the character development. But one thing I agree, and I didn't see no one talking about it, and this would be like my 1-star review, is the author. She loves. She loves fillers. I started reading one of her books. I forgot the name of the book, but the character development is so slow. Like she wastes a whole book that you spend like $13, $15 or whatever to buy in just fillers, and then you have to buy the second book, and you buy the third one, and then at the end you say like, oh my gosh, these 3 books could be just one, maximum 2, but I would be one. So she wastes too much time. She doesn't develop the characters as fast as she should. So I understand how it can be boring. But I think this series, the Shadow Me series, don't touch it. Please, don't. It was one of my first books, beside Wattpad, that I loved. And you cannot talk anything bad about it, especially in Me. I cannot take it. So now we go with the last book, Bride, and what they say. Someone said, someone quoted a sentence from the book, and it said, I nibble his glands. The person said, that's all you need from this book. And she wrote a whole essay about it. I didn't read it because why should I? And then she said something that I loved. It was trigger warning, not. So when I was reading the book, the author kept I think oh my gosh, today I'll read this book again just because. Yeah, I will. It was funny. I love, look, fae, not too fae, but like vampires and werewolves type of stories. I like it. I loved like the Vampire Diaries. I didn't finish it, but it's not the case. I love this type of thing, so I watched it. So not search it, dog, not you'll see it. Someone else said, "Oh, I think my camera was." Yeah, this did not serve. So I found a lot of funny things with the word not, a lot of funny sentence. It made sense. Another person said, the misery I could not help but feel while reading this book. The name of the female character is Misery and not. Search it. If you read the book, you will understand, but if you're not. Someone said abysmal. Just did and laughed. It wasn't bad. Not the best, but the last one, no, not last. Someone else said, can we keep it to Wattpad, please? Look, I don't like Wattpad has good stories. I started reading in Wattpad like 2017. I remember like amazing stories that I read. I would spend like, even in school, and when I got home, like I would get home, I would just lay on my bed and read books like crazy. I would wake up, I would read while like my phone is charging. Do not downgrade a story. Do not downgrade Wattpad because it has amazing things in there. A lot of authors started here. Sheesh. A lot of people found passion with writing in Wattpad. It's an amazing thing. The last one, someone said, "Are you officially?" No, sorry. It's a quote from the. I'm so in a rush. It's a quote from the book. The male character said, "You are officially condemned to a lifetime of misery." Again, the play word with like, her name is Misery, and then he said this. And then this person said, "This is exactly how I felt after reading this book. Look, you people need love. You people need patience. And some of you are funny." And I understand, I'm not judging. You don't have to like what I like. But after reading most of this, beside those funny ones, even the funny ones, it shows me like people don't have patience. People don't have love. They're just hating things for hating. And like, oh, I like to hate. Don't be like that. I hope people like this video. I think I will do more. Find like more funny comments and from other books. And I need suggestion of books to read ASAP. So yeah, if you could do that. I would appreciate it. I hope you like this video. That's all for now. Like I like to say at the end of my video, stay healthy, drink water, eat well, and see you in the next video. I don't know if I can do this. Does YouTube have something to do with this?